Alright, hey, it is Mega here. So it is now the end of January 2021. And I haven't shot a video since the last time because nothing has happened to the car. I can't freaking drive it until we get a wheel alignment, okay? So it's January 31st, 2021. Literally, it's February almost, okay? So now I scheduled the Black Widow Galant VR4, hiding back there, for a wheel alignment at Auto Innovations for February 2nd, okay? So here's the story. So I had scheduled it like 2 weeks ago, almost like 3 weeks ago, crap. And yeah, they were really busy, so like it took like 2 weeks for them to get me in. And then they found out somebody had like COVID-19. They've been in contact with somebody that tested positive for COVID-19. So they needed to shut the shop down and get everybody tested and everything. What a big pain in the ass, you know. And then so they had to reschedule my appointment, okay? And then I didn't hear from them for like a week or two. And then they called me and they said, hey, you still want to get your wheel alignment? And then I have to go reschedule it again. So fast forward to now. February 2nd, we will be getting the wheel alignment for the Black Widow Galant VR4, and hopefully we'll be finding out if the car is, you know, it has a good alignment. Okay, and if it is, then we can drive it. Okay, I don't want to drive it with a bad alignment. Okay, I don't want to wear the tires out or the suspension, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah. So what do I got going on today? Oh well, I got one update, and then we're gonna go change the coolant temp sensor on the Black Widow Galant VR4 because ever since like a while ago, it's been having trouble starting. And then ever since I installed the new injectors and the new fuel ECU tuning chip and all that stuff, the car's been having a hard time starting after it's warmed up. Okay, well, basically what's happening to the car is I'm driving it, like it kind of has a hard time starting when it's cold also, and then it starts up and then it warms up, and then if you drive it somewhere and you stop and you try to start it again, it doesn't want to start. It'll kind of like start and then stop. And so what I've read online is that could be the coolant temp sensor. There's something wrong with it. It's not getting the right fueling and stuff, and that could affect your gas mileage too. So it's probably something I want to change. And I was planning to do that before the Black Widow Galant VR4 got in that accident where that person hit it and then we got it totaled it. Okay, so yeah, that's the dealie. Okay, all right, here's the update. Boom, I got it. I got my title. All right, so that's the next thing that happened. So this car is legal to be driven, okay? Even though it's not 100% fixed yet. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I haven't done anything on it. But yeah, this is it. This is the salvage title for it. It's got the license plate ATG802. There's the license plate on the front right there. All right, ATG802. Got it? So yeah. So there it is. So I got the title. It's all legal to drive now and all that stuff. So Hades and Mega made about $2,800, was it? Yeah, about $2,800. I put about, how much did I put into it? I don't remember, dude. I think I paid like $300 for the cross member. That's it. That's all I did. All I did was change the cross member, and I painted some stuff and all that. So we're at like $2,500 on the thing left, but there's still kind of a lot of damage on the car. Okay, and it's just cosmetic stuff. Okay, all these scratches and stuff. I'm gonna see if somebody can fix that. You know, maybe I can fix it myself. I'm not sure. There's dents here and here, all over the place. And yeah, there's dents like all over, but you know what, I don't care as long as it's drivable, you know. That's fine for now, but we'll see what we can do later. We got to install, probably the biggest thing we can do is probably reinstall that dog leg, okay, dog leg thingy, but we got to fix this first. My plan is to take the wheel off and then just get a adjustable wrench and then peel this part back that got pushed in, okay? And then all that's going to be covered by the dog leg anyway, okay? And it mounts here and here. I'm missing the clips. I don't have the clips. I don't know where to find this teeny tiny little clip here, okay? Also, this has been pushed in here. I don't know how we're gonna fix that. I think I should leave that to a professional. Now, you could probably roll, yeah, we could probably roll the fender. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, cause see, look, this is all just, this is residue from the tire rubbing up on it, okay? That's what I think that is. So, yeah, we could probably get, maybe if I could find someone with like a professional fender roller, we can roll the fender out back to where it was. It's already kind of, the paint is a little bit kind of spider webbing a little bit. So yeah, we'll do what we can, you know, with what we got. So I just make us trying to fix this for as cheap as possible. Okay, I know I want to make this car beautiful again, but like, yeah, man, I don't have a whole lot of money to work on it. That's what I'm saying, dude. All I just want is a good driving car again, man. Winter is like kind of almost over. It's still kind of cold and rainy, and I would like to drive this thing before that it starts to get warm again. This is my winter car, basically. You know, I like to drive this thing when it's winter. Okay. So what I got going on today, the car's just been sitting here. I got the solar panel on it, trying to keep the battery topped up. This car is great. You know, it's just, you can see it's charging right now. There's a charge controller. It's got the orange light on it. But yeah, this car is great just sitting around, you know. It doesn't mind sitting around, not like my Eclipse. Something in my Eclipse eats up a lot of power, and I have to have like 2 solar panels in that thing. So you can tell I don't drive my cars very often, man. But whenever I'm not driving the Prius, okay, or the van, and I need something with 4 wheels, then it'll be this or the Eclipse, okay? That's what I'm trying to, you know, this is just my joyride cars, you know, basically. And I don't drive this because it saves gas, that's for sure. This thing eats up a ton of gas, man. It eats up as much gas as my freaking van, dude. It's crazy. All right, but it is a joy to drive, and that's why, you know, I decided to fix it up. All right. So yeah, in the last couple videos, we installed the rear cross member, and everything looks good. And then we got the title and all that stuff done. I wanted to get the alignment done before the title, but it took too long, so that's why, you know, that's what happened. Okay. And then so we've already got the title and everything. Everything is all legal. I paid the registration and everything. It's all good. So the car's all good to be driven, except we have to get a wheel alignment with it. Hopefully they can get it close to spec, okay? But it looks okay, all right? So Tuesday we'll find that out, then 2 days from now. But today we're gonna go fix that coolant temp sensor, and hopefully that'll fix that problem. And I think it's pretty easy to fix, especially in the driveway, and it's tilted back a little bit, so I don't think a lot of coolant is gonna spew out of the coolant housing. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Another reason I'm trying to fix this is it's gonna be raining tomorrow, so I won't be able to work on the car. So I'm trying to get some projects done and stuff. So this is one of them. So, oh yeah. So there's that's the new title. Okay. Like I said, that's the plate number, and then now it's a salvage, so it is a salvage car now. Okay, it doesn't really matter because the car is really not worth a whole lot anyways. So yeah, that's the way it is, you know. Unfortunately, I don't like the word salvage, but you know, salvage could mean anything, and it could be a good thing and it could be a bad thing. Okay, but for a car this old, I think even if it's a salvage, you know, and it's all original and everything, I don't think it's going to really lower the value all that much. Okay, all right. Okay, so here's what this is the homework that Hayes Mega has done. All right, so here on June 27th, 2020, I ordered this coolant temp sensor from AutoZone. It's a Duralast one. Okay, is there a number on it? Yeah, if you guys are wondering what the Duralast, it's made in Mexico. Hopefully it's okay. It is a SU306 temp sensor, okay? And when I asked for a coolant temp sensor, I thought they gave me the wrong one, okay? So this is the one that they gave me. All right, oh, it doesn't have any kind of sealant on it, so we'll put some Teflon tape on it. But yeah, so there it is. It's brass and everything. And I was looking at this like, this doesn't look like the one. So what Hades Omega had previously thought is the engine temp sensor is this one right here, and it's not that one. It's actually this one down here. Okay. So yeah, this is the engine coolant temperature gauge unit. Okay, so that's this smaller one on the bottom. Okay, number 2 is the engine coolant temp sensor. Okay, this is the one that the ECU reads off of. and that's what it adjusts, you know, the engine parameters to the coolant temp, okay? Whether it's gonna spray more fuel in or less fuel, and that's the reason I'm thinking that, you know, the car isn't starting properly when it's cold and stuff, or after you let it sit and after driving it. Okay, so we can actually test that out, but I already bought it, so we might as well just replace it. Okay, and that's what I had done with some research online, that like, yeah, if your car is kind of hard to start, it could be this engine coolant temp sensor is wrong. Okay, something's wrong with it. Okay, and then number 3 is the air conditioning engine coolant. Okay, that's the one that's on top of the housing. Okay, I don't have air conditioning on my car anymore, so that just does nothing. Okay, and then number 4 is the engine coolant temperature switch for air conditioning or something also. So these two are deal with the air conditioning. This is where it reads the temp for the gauge, okay, for the gauge in your car. And then this is the one that the ECU reads off of, and that's the one we need to replace. Okay, it's a two pin one. All right, and you install it at 29 foot-pounds. All right. Okay, so you got, and also it says you got to put some kind of sealing stuff. So on 2, 3, and 4, you got to put 3M locking part number 4171. So I will look that up. Okay, I will look that up. What kind of sealant that is, but I think it's just a Loctite is what it is. All right. Was it this one? Yeah, it's this one. This is dual overhead cam. I guess it says the 93 models are a little different. All right, but mine's is a 91 and it's dual overhead. Okay, so it should be the same for turbo, non-turbo, I guess. All right. Here's my guy. Let's go check out the engine bay. Okay, so what I've found out is this 3M nut locking part. It's a pipe. It's kind of like a pipe sealant or something. Okay, so we're gonna use. I have it here somewhere. Where are you, buddy? All right, here we go. We're going to use Teflon tape. That's what we're going to use, okay? Boom. Okay, or you can use a paste, but I'm going to use a tape, okay? The reason that you do this is because it doesn't... There's certain sensors that use the body of the sensor to ground it. This doesn't need it because this has 2 wires, okay? One is a ground wire and one is whatever the thermistor wire is, okay? So this is what we're going to use to seal it, all right? All right, cool. There she is, man, 4063. All right, so the sensor we're looking for is this puppy right here, okay? This one on the left. As you can see, I've already kind of tried to clean it a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna disconnect all the wires from that area, and then we're gonna go take this guy out, okay? Maybe we'll take this hose out kind of in the way, okay? So we can get like a tool in there, all right? So this is for the air conditioner. Okay, so this tells when the air conditioner fan to turn on, I guess. There's also a sensor in the radiator too. So this is really old. Like, I guess they don't do that anymore, but there's actually a sensor in the radiator that turns this fan on. Oh, there's only one fan on this? I didn't know that. Is there supposed to be 2 on this? That's a good question. And then this is the one for the gauge right here, okay? This goes to the gauge on your gauge cluster, and then that's the one that tells you how hot your engine is on the gauge, okay? This necessarily, you know, if this is wrong, doesn't mean your car's not going to run, okay? So we're going to disconnect this here, okay? They're all kind of oily and stuff too, okay? Disconnect this, get that out of the way. It's going to get kind of wet, so I'm going to try to move these wires out of the way. I'm just going to straight up just take the sensor out, and then I'll get a drip pan or something to catch all that coolant that comes out. Okay, so I got my coolant catching apparatus down there. You can't see it. Oh, the camera. It's basically a drip pan on top of a drip pan. Okay, a bigger drip pan on top of a flat drip pan. All right, hopefully that'll keep me from making a mess. And so what Hayes Mega is hoping is that since this is in the higher part of the system, not as much coolant will come out. I hope not. I'd imagine a good amount of water is going to come out of there, so we'll catch as much as we can, and then we're just going to put new coolant in, okay? I will leave the cap on. So maybe one thing we could probably do is pinch this so water doesn't come out of there, but that's okay. All right, I'm just gonna take it out and just let it rip, okay? And then when it stops dripping, it stops dripping. What a pain in the ass, right? Yeah, I kind of want to get all these wires out of the way because they're all gonna get wet. Let's move all this up here. Okay, and that gives us a little more room to work with too. Okay, be careful with these connectors and wire stuff, man. Getting kind of old and fragile. So all right, so that looks pretty good right there. Okay, so now we're gonna go get a socket and take that sucker out. Okay, here we go. So what I found out is that it is a 17 millimeter, so we're gonna use this 17 millimeter deep socket to get this sucker out. All right, and then hopefully we won't make too much of a mess. I might be a good idea to move this hose out of the way a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. And after this, we'll go test the old one out. If there's a way to test it, I'll see if I can test it to see if it really was bad. But I'm just gonna put this. You know, boy, did the coolant come out there really quick. I think if I can get the new one in really fast, just as fast, you know, just pull the old one out and put the new one in, you see it didn't take very long for it to stop flowing. I can probably keep a lot of the coolant from coming out. Okay, so I'm gonna try that. To prep this one, we're gonna go put the Teflon tape on there, and then we're just gonna start screwing it in until it stops making a mess. Okay, so we want to do it so it's clockwise. Okay, so I'm gonna put Teflon tape on. Okay, maybe we'll wrap it like 10 times or something. Okay, and then we'll just put it in by hand until it stops flowing. I saw, wow, it doesn't come out that fast, you know. Okay, I think that should do it. All right, now it's prepped and ready to go. Okay, really the sensor part is this part at the end right here. So I'm gonna go take the other one out. All right, we'll be taking the other one out and just shoving this one in there right away, okay? To keep all the coolant from coming out, okay? All right, here we go. So how fast it takes to get in there, so. Okay. Yeah. This one comes in. It's not going in there. Why can't I screw you in, buddy? Hold on, let me get this out of here. I can't screw it in, guys. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go, okay. Ah, there we go. Alright, minimal coolant loss. Good job. Alright, let me go wipe this coolant off my hand, and then we'll go tighten it with the socket. I think it's the same size. Okay, I'm gonna go get my torque wrench out now. That should be good. Okay, I got my handy torque wrench right here. Probably a little too big for the job, but I think it'll be fine. The torque spec is 14 to 29 foot-pounds, so I know for sure this torque wrench reads a little too high, okay? So the torque is actually lower than what it says it is. So I'm just gonna pick the highest setting, 29. I put it at 30, okay? So it says 14 to 29, so I'm pretty sure we'll get it in that range, okay? And I have to use a deep socket, so I'm using this this socket right here, okay? All right, here goes. You know what, let's start at a lower torque real quick. I'm gonna start at 16, just to make sure we don't over torque this. Okay, 16, that's already 16. All right. I'm going to put it at 20. Okay, 20 is good. 24. Okay, that's 24. 28. Let's just do 28. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna go 28 foot-pounds. I think that's good. It seems good. All right. I don't want to over torque it. It may snap the housing or something. It's made out of aluminum. Okay, so. Alright, so we got about 20 foot-pounds in there. That's what I'm thinking. Pretty confident. That's good. Alright, so here's the old one. It looks kind of rusty and stuff. Alright. We'll take a look at that later. And then what we're going to do is plug everything back in. So we're done. Hopefully we didn't make too much of a mess down there. I think we'll be okay. So let's go ahead and put all these connectors back in. Yeah, I was like, oh, it just keeps on, it kept on tightening. I was like, man, I don't want to break it, you know. All right, so this is the one for the gauge, okay? I'm putting that one in. This is the one for the, okay, it's upside down now, so I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, it's brand new, should be nice and clean. All right, and then got this one that goes on the top. So all this stuff here is air conditioning stuff. It doesn't have anything to do with, you know, my car doesn't have air conditioning anymore. So, all right, so that's it. We should be done. Let's go see how much coolant came out of the car. Okay, so that's all the coolant that came out of the car. What I might want to do is top off the radiator real quick. We'll just put some distilled water in it. Oh, still full. Okay, so just make sure. Maybe I'll just we'll add a little bit of water to the reservoir. Okay, so the reservoir is right there. Just a little bit. Okay, so the makeup for the coolant that we lost, not a lot, probably like a shot glass full of water maybe, you know. We'll add a little bit of water to the reservoir, and then, you know, when it heats up, it'll suck it out again. So it's water, so I don't mind if I spill it, so I'm not going to use a funnel. Try to keep it from getting too messy. Doing a good job, good job. Okay, that's good. Okay. There's a little, it's like in the middle. Yeah, let me add a little more. Okay. Okay, this is not the stock coolant bottle for this car. At least I don't think it is. But yeah, so there it is. So I added some extra water to make up for the coolant that came out. And then yeah, let's go fire the car up. Okay, here we go. Gonna fire the car up. See if it starts. So we should probably disconnect my solar panel. Okay, gonna fire it up. Okay, it starts up fine. We should probably make sure it doesn't leak or anything, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, the connector is actually not very good either, man. But alright, well, it looks like it runs fine. I guess that's it. Alright, so let's go take a look at this other, the sensor, the one that we took out, okay? We'll see if we can test it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let the car warm up for 1 cycle, okay? So basically until the gauge gets to the center of the cluster. Alright. Yeah. So right now it's not even, it's like at 10% or whatever. So you want the needle to be in the center. That's the regular operating temp, okay? So we're gonna do that. We're gonna let it do that and then check for leaks, and I guess that's it. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna shut the car off and turn it back on and see if that solved our cold starting problem, okay? The car seems to start okay when it's really, you know, when it's first cold, okay? I don't remember. It was when, it's either when the car is hot or it's cold, like when it's cold out. Like, I think when it's cold out, it's harder to start. And what I had to do is give it some throttle. Okay, I got to give it some throttle for the car to start up again. So like when we shut it off and turn it back on again, if I don't have to give it any throttle to get it started, then I think that was the culprit, okay? So hopefully that'll get us better gas mileage too, okay? But all right, so I will let it warm up for 1 cycle until it gets to operating temp. We'll shut it off and then we'll turn it back on, okay? All right, here's we go. Okay, let's see where we're at. All right, so it looks like the car is almost at operating temp. Runs good. All right, I have to get the heater on. That's probably why it's not. Let's see if the heater works. Oh, it's a bunch of crap in the vents, man. Let's see if I can get a blow that stuff out. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there, man. Oh, the vent is broken. What the heck? How do you like them apples? It's an old car, man. What can you expect? Okay. Let's just put that back on the turbo timer. Let's turn it off. Okay. Turn it back on. Ooh, it struggled a little bit to start there. Just a little bit. But it was a little bit better than before. So let's let it sit for like a minute and then we'll fire it up again. Okay, it's been about a minute. Let's go fire it up again. Oh, it still has a little trouble starting. So, but I do remember before, like sometimes you would have to crank it a lot to get it to start, okay? And then, but so now like it kind of does start, but I don't know, man. So it seems like it's a little better. We'll find out. So the best thing to do is just to drive it around and then see how it acts, okay? But yeah, I was having that problem where I had to actually give it gas, okay? I had to give it gas to get it started because it would just kind of start a little bit and then it would just die right away. So okay, it could be some other sensor that's the problem also, but let's eliminate the coolant. It wasn't very expensive. It was like 10 bucks or something, so can't complain. All right. Okay, so let's go. So what I'll do is we'll let the car sit for a while, for even longer, and we'll go test the old sensor out. Okay, to see if that was bad, and then yeah. So it's the last. That'll be the last thing to do. All right, here's me out.